okay, so you gave that advice for everybody in their 20s. Now, you're a dude. There's some dudes out there that I know personally that struggle with the ladies. What's like the best advice that you could give to somebody that's like in their 20s to like make that process easier? That way they don't struggle as much.
Oh shit! You know, this is where you would give that like that tame answer, like be yourself.
But that's bullshit. We all know that now.
Listen, man, it depends on what your goals are, right? Like I know dudes that just want to be out here in the streets, like you just want to bag however many chicks and get your number up. That's a different. So it depends on who I'm talking to. Am I talking to somebody like that, or am I talking to somebody who's more like a relationship person?
I don't think a lot of these dudes are relationship people. Nah, not at this age. I think
the advice I get. Listen, man, y'all have it so easy. If that's your goal, if your goal is just to get as much, I'll put it in the tame word, to get as much experience as you can. If that's your goal,
I'm gonna put it in the rated R. If you're trying to clap as many cheeks as possible,
if you're trying to fuck, if you're trying to bull, if you're trying to dagger without the clothes on, So but y'all have it so easy now, man. Like Tinder, bro. Just hop on Tinder and don't say anything insane. Don't be crazy and send a dick pic after you say hi. Like literally, like it's so easy to go online and have like pretty much an unlimited Rolodex of women and just continuously swipe. Try your luck, and say you're one of these insane motherfuckers who really like swipe right all. Like all you do is swipe right.
I've heard of people who do that. I'm like, what?
Nah, my homegirls have told me about. Listen, man, I've been blessed to have a lot of female friends, and the shit that y'all go through, females, I feel for you for real. Like I understand why people say men are trash, because y'all niggas be tripping. Like, but literally you can swipe right all the time until you run out of swipes. Somebody's gonna say yes. And if you say you go through 100 girls and 50 of them get back to you, odds are you're gonna like at least 10 out of the 50. So it's
a numbers game at that point.
It's a numbers game, man. And then say you run out of swipes on Tinder, you know what? Go to Bumble. Go to
That's
Hinge.
a fact.
Go to Black.
Bumble, Hinge, yeah. Black people meet Black. There's a whole bunch of them.
There actually is one called Black. Like, go to Christian Mingle, bro. Like, people on there. You think Christian Mingle, the people aren't out there, like, throwing it out? Like, come on, man. People throwing it back on Christian Mingle. I'm telling you, man.
Christian Mingle is not only for Christians, all right, guys?
See? Exactly, No, but I'm saying, man, if you wanted advice, it's literally just to have no fear. And put yourself out there and don't be a dick. Really. Those are the top 3. Have no fear. Put yourself out there. Don't be a dick. And an asterisk for don't be a dick. Stop sending dick pics. Don't nobody want to see that, bro. Odds are you don't want to see your own dick.
Randomly like that?
I have, like I said, I've been blessed to have many platonic female friends. Literally all of them have one crazy story, at least one crazy story, and have at least 10 unsolicited dick pics sent to them. Like, it's crazy. And again, with them, it's a lot. Like, think about it again with this numbers game, right? You swipe right on some dudes. Honestly, Dave Chappelle said this, right? Like, being a woman is so terrifying, bro. Like, for real. Like, because you don't know what you're gonna get. Like,
True.
Men are crazy. Like, crazy. Dog, like, oh man, I could talk about this forever.
So, have you had any crazy experiences like in the dating world? Are you in the dating world right now?
Am I in it right now? I'm always in the in between level. I'm talking to I only had and I've been like this my whole life. Like I only had the capacity. Well, not my whole life. Probably after high school, I stopped like having a Rolodex of people, because it's also like effort. Like I don't know how y'all like talk to multiple people, man, and still have stuff to do with your life. I'm too busy. So I don't have the capacity to talk to more than one woman at a time. I really don't. So I am dating, or I'm seeing one person right now. Like I've gone on a couple dates through the apps that always end up with me in somebody's bed. And at that point, I am scared because I met you one time. Like why did you trust me enough to? I am honest with myself. I'm a charming person. Do I have the best game in the world? Probably not. But like, if this is happening every time I choose to go on these type of specific dates, like on these Tinder dates or on these dating apps, and it always ends up with me going home with this person, like, and smashing, like, one, it's kind of empty because I'm one of the, and y'all can call me a simp if you want, but like I'm one of those people where it's like if there's no passion in sex, it's kind of like boring to me. Like, you know, it's like it gotta be something deeper than just me like fucking it. Like it's just dumb. Like I just don't. It's not my thing. And it's always how I've been. So even with that regard, that's why I know it's not for me. Like, you know, I've had my fair share of one night stands, and I've never felt good after it. Like I've always felt like, all right, like I guess I'll see you never. Like, you know, and it's also never like with a one night stand too. It's never like peak performance. Like I'm an ambitious individual. Like I like to outdo myself, man. Like so, come on, man. It's like
It's never
like
peak performance.
it's never peak performance. It's like you may be getting like 3 out of 10 dick. Like you know. So I mean, you know, you get to that second date though, you might get a 9. You might get a 9. But if you are in like a situationship with myself, or if you're in like a long term thing, you getting some good consistency there. Like, but listen, man, it's the game. It's the game.
Man.
I guess my first Tinder date probably like when I was 22 or 23, and I was living at my grandmother's house at the time in Mount Vernon, but I was working in the city. But I would take the train back and forth. But I know I'm not. So I know I can't bring nobody back. I'm not bringing you to my grandma's house an hour away. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
But I remember this first day, you know, we went to like go get mac and cheese at this thing. And again, I'm not getting paid that much at this time. Like, so I'm being like, yeah, you can get whatever you want. I'll have some water. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And then we ended up it was a long day. It was a long day, and at night, you know, we ended up going to a couple of parks and just making out of the park. And we went to watch the Square Park. Big part of my life story. A lot of things have happened there, but I remember we went to Washington Square Park. It's dark. We found a little corner, you know, and I got some titties in my mouth. Like, and it's the same night. It's the same night, and I remember distinctly. And I was like, "Well, it's not gonna go any further than here because I got nowhere to take you. You live with your folks too, so like, see you later." Never saw her again. But like,
damn.
But also, it's like I remember going back home that night, and I was thinking like, "Yo, if I continue down this route, I'm gonna have 10 kids by the end of the year." Like, I'm gonna have 10, because had I lived on my own at that point, I'm taking that person home. Like, I'm like, you know, I'm smashing. And then odds are, like, I'm thinking like, "Yo, I gotta do that again, and then again, and then again, and again, and again." Like, you know. So
exactly, yeah.
So yeah, man. I guess that's my other piece of advice too. Like, just tame yourself.